Hey divas, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing an updated base routine for this complexion you see here. We are just going to get into our updated base routine. I'm going to start off with the Say Super Glowy Gel in Warm Glow, and I'll be using a Morphe M436 to blend this in. I've recently been using this in lieu of a primer, almost as that like glowy first base for makeup. I don't typically use a lot of primer, but when I do prep my skin, I use an extra bit of moisturizer and eye cream, really give that ample time to soak in, and then use this to really like blend everything together and get super glowy. Do you see how that just gives like a really beautiful glow to the skin? It's super pretty. I like to use a lot of mattifying products, so this I feel like gives a little bit of life back to the skin. Once I mattify down, I don't look super flat. Now that the skin is all prepped, we're going to be going in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I do a little bit of extra concealing along my jaw where I tend to get my stubble and 5 o'clock shadow showing through. My hair does grow in fairly dark, so it pulls very gray. I like to use an extra bit of concealer for that instead of a color corrector, so I don't have to do as much work trying to counteract the orange pigment after counteracting the gray pigment. And then I just take this all along. You can also see I'm very red all through here. I have had rosacea since I was a child. I will insert a clip of me as a early teenager here. So you can see that persistent redness has been there for a long time. So we're just gonna add this on and then blend it out. From here on out, we're gonna be going to a voiceover because it's starting to get hot outside and I need to turn the air conditioner on. So get ready for voiceover incoming in 3, 2, 1. All right, voiceover chair here. We are starting off with tapping out that concealer along our jaw. And then I'm grabbing a little bit of cream bronzer. This is the Anastasia cream bronzer, I think in the shade Tawny. It's very dark for me, but I use it underneath my foundation so it doesn't show as much. I'm now going in with the Kimchi The Most Concealer. I use the shades Ivory and the Pure White. I don't remember the name of the Pure White, but I'm using the Ivory one in the inner corner and outer corner of my eye, then through my forehead, around the sides of my nose, and then I also go down the bridge of the nose. I don't feel like I did an amazing job with filming that part, but that's because I wanted to make sure I got my placement the way I normally do. I then take the white part and I go underneath the middle of the eye, spraying my face with a little bit of Fix Plus to rehydrate. I blend this out with a Real Techniques blending sponge. Now, after all the concealer is blended out, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. I've really been loving this the last couple months. I shake the bottle up, put some on my domed brush. I grabbed a little extra than I normally do, but that's okay because we'll make it work. And then I start dotting around the face. I like to dot around the face before I start blending in so I know I have enough to cover each area of the face, and then I start blending away like crazy, just tapping out any of those edges and any of those spots. And then I like to go in and make sure that I go over the edges of that cream bronzer so it doesn't look super harsh. After we are all blended with the brush, I go back in with my Miracle Complexion Sponge from Real Techniques and I just kind of tap over again to make sure there's no weird edges or spots. I'm then taking a little bit of translucent powder on a Sephora Velour Puff. This powder is a mixture of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Sugar Cookie, the like translucent one, a little bit of the Ube Birthday Cake Purple, and then a little bit of the Cherry Blossom. I like the brightening of those, but I feel like they aren't light enough for me all the time. And then I start to bake in certain areas around the face. Once I have that translucent powder where I like to bake, I go in with a pressed powder. This is my MAC NC10 Studio Fix Original Formula Powder. I have a couple of these left in backups that I was able to snag at TJ Maxx, and I like to press that all over everywhere else. I'm getting super depressed because I'm really low on them. And then I'm going in with the Benefit Hoola Light Bronzer, and I'll be powder bronzering over all the areas we did our cream bronzer just to reinforce that bronzing. After I finish bronzing up all over the face, I'm going with the Lunatic Cosmetic Labs contour palette. This contour palette has seen a lot of better days, but I do really love it. I love these neutral brownies, and I love that there's some like pinky tones in there. I'm going to use that on one of those oval brushes that I got from MAC many years ago, and I like to draw 2 lines down the sides of my nose, starting at my brow bone, working my way down the bridge, and then I meet at a little point at the end of my nose. You'll see it in just a moment here. I'm then taking a darker bronzing contour powder and going underneath my nose to give the tip of my nose a little lift. I go underneath my lips to make my lips look fuller, and then I go right in my little butt chin there just to give a little definition since it's already there. Why not make it a little cuter? I'm then going in with a fluffy brush and I'm blending all of those out. I'm not adding any additional product. I'm just redistributing what is there. You'll see me move in little circles and then back and forth. Then I'm going in with a little bit of the One Size Stage White Powder Foundation. I use this to brighten up my under eye. This does look a little crazy at first, I'm going to be 100% honest, but I love how bright that milky white under eye looks. Now I'm going back in with my little Frankenstein translucent powder, and then I'm going around and redefining the contour and baking around my nose and my cheekbones. So I will let that sit while I do the rest of my makeup, and we are done. Thank you so much for watching my complexion routine.